I should say good evening to everyone in Israel. Good morning to everyone here in Arizona. It's so good to see you all, really. I think it's a testament, this Zoom here, and I'm admitting people here one by one, but this Zoom is only a testament, not just to the desire to learn Torah, but to learn Torah from the best of the best in the land of Israel, not just because they themselves are the best, but also because we drink from the same fountain. We drink from the fountain of Rabbi Steinsaltz himself, who taught us that learning Torah is not just learning a guide, but it's connecting to the divine itself. And I think that we really have a unique opportunity, and we want to thank Rabbi Michal, Rabbi Natan, Ariella Friedman, Tamar Schneider, all those, and of course, Ashlichim here, Matan, and many, all those who were involved in creating the Shalhevet program, which will do just that, enabling someone from the Steinsaltz Yeshiva in Israel with someone here from our community to not just forge a deeper relationship, but also to explore together the divine and connect to Hashem himself, as Rabbi Steinsaltz so many times told us. I want to welcome everyone, but I also want to, at the same time, ask everyone here that is on the Zoom to become that ambassador. Because yes, every program starts relatively small. Every initiative has its grassroots efforts, but for it to truly be successful, we need everyone here to be an ambassador and spread the word. If you know someone who might be interested in this, or even if he's not interested in this, his neshama, his soul is interested in that, so you make him interested in this, and let's make sure that the 20 people, 25 people that we have signed up right now should grow into 50 the next month, and 100 by the end of the year, and slowly but surely grow Michael, El from strength to strength. Just want to, before I ask Rabbi Michal to share a few words, I do want to just share a very personal memory of Rabbi Steinsaltz, but the very last words I had the privilege of hearing from Rabbi Steinsaltz himself was when I was about to leave his office. We sat just before his stroke, 2 weeks before his stroke, for about 2 hours. And as I'm leaving his office, I asked for a blessing, as I always did. And his last words of the blessing was, I bless you, that you should do more and more and more. And in a way, this Shalhevet program really is one of the ways we can all do more and more and more in connecting with that fountain of Rabbi Steinsaltz, that overflowing fountain, in connecting with the divine, in connecting with ourselves, in connecting soul to soul. And as mentioned, please God, we'll spread the word, we'll become ambassadors of this program, each in our own way, and we'll continue to grow Michael El Chai from strength to strength always. Rabbi Michal, the head of the Steinsaltz Tekoa Yeshiva, is here with us. Again, he's the visionary of this program too. I'm going to ask him to share a few words. B'chavod.
L'chaim, thank you, Rabbi Alush. And it's a great privilege to join all of you guys. I'm slowly starting to really feel at home in the Beth Tefillah congregation. More and more faces over here I've met already. It's not the same, it's only Zoom, but slowly. I wanted to share a very personal story that I had as a young student in the Steinsaltz Yeshiva in Tekoa with Rabbi Steinsaltz. I think that this story is connected to this Shalhevet program. So I hope that we all take some learning, some idea of that vision that Rabbi Steinsaltz gave me in this personal story. It was back when I was a very young student in the yeshiva, over 20 years. And there was a big Fabrengen. It was Yutet Kislev, the biggest Fabrengen, I think, of the year, probably. And it was like in the middle of the night, probably 2-3 o'clock after a good couple l'chaims. And I came over, maybe I didn't think enough before, but I came over to the rabbi and I said, okay, so now we're towards the end of the Fabrengen. What am I supposed to do? What's next? What am I supposed to take upon myself? So he looks at me, and one of the things he said, which was pretty, I don't know, upsetting, But he said, it's about time that you start really taking your learning seriously. That was the first thing he said. And to me, it was clear that I'm learning very seriously. And when he said that, it was very confusing. And then he told me gave me another mission. And he said, I want you to go out. There was a specific yeshiva high school. I won't say the name out loud. It might be some Lashon Hara for those of us over here from Tekoa that might know that yeshiva specifically. And he says, go to that yeshiva, and I want you to teach the rabbis over there and to teach the students over there Tanya. Now, I was probably 18 or 19, and me go teaching the rabbis, it was like out of the blue. How am I supposed to do such a thing? He says, you go into the school and you say that you want to teach Tanya. What's the problem? And you start teaching. Are you sure that that's what I'm supposed to do? Absolutely. Okay, so it was my fault. I asked the rabbi, and now I need to pay the check. So I go to that yeshiva high school someday that week. And before I know it, they send me to the Rosh Yeshiva's office. They say anybody who teaches over here in the yeshiva, he needs to get permission from the Rosh Yeshiva. Now that makes sense. That's okay. And just the question is, what am I going to go say to this Rosh Yeshiva? What am I doing here? Am I going to tell him that I made this stupid mistake and the Rabbi Steinsaltz told me I need to go here? I mean, it was kind of awkward. So I go into his office and I say the real truth. I came to teach Tanya. And then he looks at me and he asked me a very simple question, but to me was very, very surprising. I never thought of that question before. He asked me, do you have any diploma in teaching Tanya? What is your experience in Tanya? And you might think that that's a good question, expected question, but as a student of Rabbi Steinsaltz, we never thought in those terms. What does that mean? Experience, diploma? I take the Tanya and I struggle together with my chavruta, one-on-one friend that I sit and study with. I struggle with myself and I try to take the Tanya seriously. What kind of diploma am I expected to have over here? So I think I somehow got out of it, and I did start teaching the students. I didn't get to teach the rabbis. I guess I still owe, I have part of that check that I still need to pay back to Rabbi Steinsaltz one of these days, I hope. But I'm taking that story in a way that I think is very important to the whole attitude towards what we're going for over here in this program. We aren't offering anybody over here some pro in Tanya or some pro in Talmud or some pro in Siddur or some pro in Parsha. It's about struggling together. It's taking that one-on-one chavruta and really learning together, step by step, asking the questions, trying to understand what really is expected from us in that chapter of the Tanya. What is Yaakov Avinu all about? What is praying all about? What is Hebrew all about? Those questions, we don't have any answers. It's not, just, okay, you ask the questions, we give the answers. That's not going to happen. We're in there together to struggle and to figure it out together. So first of all, I want to say to those from the yeshiva, don't be nervous. You don't need to have all the answers. I'll be very proud if you ask the questions as well. And the request that I want to ask from you guys in Beth Tefillah congregation is, please don't be bashful. Don't be embarrassed to ask the most simple questions. Those simple questions are so important. They're important for you guys, but at the same time, they're so important for us in Tekoa. the Steinsaltz Yeshiva, we grow from questions. From knowing everything, you don't grow. You're stuck in your place. If you want to continue growing, we need to ask questions. We need to always challenge ourselves and try to learn new and more ideas, and take that perek, that chapter of Tanya, and suddenly from a different angle, suddenly ask yourselves, maybe I never understood this chapter. Maybe it's completely a different idea. Maybe this parsha that I've been reading for the past 20, 25 years, I never actually understood. It's only that togetherness. When we do it together and we challenge each other, that's when we really start learning, and that's when we start growing. So I really want to thank Rabbi Alush for this great privilege. I want to thank Natan. Without you, it never would have happened. I have these crazy ideas, but then somebody needs to actually do them, make them real. And Matan and many from our side, thank you very much. Ariella and Tamar, it's only the two of you from Beth Tefillah that made it happen. And I wish, as Rabbi Alush said himself before, this is just the beginning. It really is just the beginning. This is a real startup. We're taking this Zoom idea and this COVID, this crazy situation, and we're trying to make it into something much bigger. As they say, Yerida letzorech aliyah, we go down to go back up and higher. So l'chaim, and thank you very much. Behatzlacha.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Michal. Thank you. Okay, friends, I want to share a special video of Rabbi Steinsaltz, since again, he's the foundation of this program. He's the inspiration of this program. He's the inspiration of both CBT and Yeshiva Tekoa. So I want to share some words of Rabbi Steinsaltz himself, in which he speaks about the study of Torah, what it's all about, and what he hopes to accomplish, not just as a human being, but also as the leader of, and as the maybe spiritual dean of Yeshiva Tekoa, of CBT, and of so many other organizations, institutions that he founded. This is directly from a tribute that was given to him by a great organization called JLI. And I think the words of Rabbi Steinsaltz here speak volumes. So I'm going to share it right now, share my screen, and we'll together listen to his words carefully.
Hello, everybody that happens to see and listen to this interview. Judaism has something which is in a way peculiar to it, which is one of the very major things is the study of Torah. It is in itself something very important as a people, as a faith, as a tradition.
The basic need of our people is not just to enhance the Jewish identity, but in many cases to ensure this inheritance.
The idea of the Talmud is that you are allowed to ask questions about anything, everything. I'm taking the text of the written law and somehow trying to deal with it, to make it alive. God exists everywhere, in every way, in every form. I pick up the phone and say, hello, I'm glad that you are there. That as Nobody else can eat for me. Nobody else can sleep for me. So nobody else can study for me. Those who study the books, those who read in them, thank them for being connected. But the march is not finished. You go on. We have to have more people with us, more people surrounding us, and more people creating a better future. What I wish, what I pray, what I try to leave to people here. Please be involved in your Jewishness, in your life, in your soul. Be involved. Do farther, go farther. Heaven is not the limit. In all kinds of religions, they believe that the law, the religion is given from heaven. We believe that our law, our Torah, is heaven itself. So please continue to be in heaven.
Okay, friends, I want to share just one more video of a minute and a half, because I think this represents maybe what the Tekoa Shalhevet program, Tekoa CBT Shalhevet program is trying to achieve. After we heard now the grand vision of Rabbi Steinsaltz, let's put it into practical terms as Rabbi Steinsaltz does so here so beautifully.
The best way to suggest always is, as you do it when you try to teach little children to eat something. They may be at the first moment suspicious. So you cram it in their mouth and they see it's not bad at all. Later on they will go for it on their own. In the same way, we have in the book of the Psalms, Ta'amu u'kitov Hashem. Taste and see that God is good. Just have a taste, have a bite. So in that sense, teach the Torah, get a bite of it. So, well, sometimes you got to beat a chunk for you. So you have to take a less smaller one. Sometimes you took a part that is you are not able by now to chew. So you should take something softer. And that's what we are doing, not only with children, but also with adults. Some people find high intellectual stimulation to be their cup of tea, piece of cake. And they feel very, very comfortable with it. And some people can just listen to stories and have the same kind of feeling. It differs as people differ from each other. And the Torah has all the tastes, like manna had. It has all the tastes. Whatever you wish, you can find in it.
All right, friends, Ta'amu u'u kitov Hashem, taste and see how great God is really the goal of this program, and we are really so excited to taste all sorts of tastes together with the Tekoa students, as we heard now from Rabbi Steinsaltz. I want to now turn the microphone over to Natan Gesundheit, and then to some of the students of the Tekoa Yeshiva maybe, and also to Ariela and Tamar, to learn more now, to go more into the details of what this tasting is all about, what this exploration of the heaven itself is all about. So Natan, there you are. B'chavod, Natan.
Thank you, Rabbi Penny. Rabbi Alucha, I'm not sure I can speak now after we heard Rabbi Steinsaltz. What else do we have to say? But I just wanted to say before I'm saying the initial program, what it is, I just wanted to say that Shalhevet means in Hebrew a flame. And we named the Beit Midrash Shalhevet because of two reasons. One is that we probably all know what the rabbis said about how Shalhevet, a flame, is something that you can move from one candle to the other, and the fire doesn't extinguish in the first candle. You can move a candle from a candle from a candle, a flame from a flame from a flame, and all the flames are big and bright as the first one. The flame doesn't go down. And so we really believe and we really pray that this connection could be a connection that all of us go higher and deeper and be more fiery with the flame of Torah learning, of connecting to God, and also the flame of Rabbi Steinsaltz. And basically that's the idea of Shalhevet. So we hope that the Shalhevet theme will dig deep into this program. What is going to happen? Probably most of the people who already signed up got a few descriptions of what is going to happen, but not everything. And also there are many people here who didn't sign up yet. You're invited to sign up. Each person who signed up is being paired with a student from the Tekoa Yeshiva. We've sent you mails for those who've signed up already, asking you to decide what track do you want to join, because we have 4 options of tracks. You could decide to learn either Parsha, the Torah portion of every week, or Talmud with a tractate of Bava Metzia, a very classical Talmud study. You could decide to learn Tanya or to learn about prayer. Now, learning about prayer, Rabbi Steinsaltz always said that there's a disadvantage for people who understand Hebrew in prayer, because they don't think about what they're saying. They're not trying to understand anything. At least people who don't understand Hebrew try to understand something. So anybody who signs up for the prayer track will both be working on understanding literally what that means. What does the prayer mean? And also essentially, what really does it mean? What is it to daven, and what are we davening about, and what are we praying for, and what are the specific prayers that we're saying? What's their purpose? So those are the 4 tracks. I urge all the people who got the mail to respond as fast as they can which track they choose, and all the rest. Once you're signed up, think, what is your taste right now? As Rabbi Steinsaltz said, what's the little chunk that you want to taste right now? As Rabbi Michal said, don't be shy. You're going to learn with a study partner who is probably much younger than you, and that's also a big advantage. I could say it as a person who himself went to be an ambassador in New Jersey right after the army. There's something special about learning with young people. I can just say that Shalhevet is also named after the first organization that Rabbi Steinsaltz created. It was an organization, almost underground organization, when he was in his 20s. In his teens, well, in late teens. And the goal of that organization, which he named Shalhevet, Flame, was to create a renewal, a Jewish renewal, a Hasidic renewal, trying to build within people the flame, the spark of not ever letting down, never keeping low, always asking, always striving for higher and for more and for deeper. and he was in his teens then. That's something that really is a big merit, I think. You can, the people of Beth Tefillah could share their experience and their life experience and all what you've gained. And the Bachurim, the guys from the yeshiva, could share what they have, and together it could be a beautiful mix of studying and of sharing and of realizing things from both sides of the ocean. Once a month, every 4 weeks, more or less, there's going to be a monthly class on what you've learned for the past month in each track. The class will be given by yeshiva rabbis of Rabbi Steinsaltz, and they're going to give an overview and a deeper insight about what you've learned for the month before. So that will be also hopefully very, very special. You'll get the itinerary shortly. For anybody who signed up, you'll see the itinerary. You see what is going to happen. And in addition to those two things, the one-on-one learning and the classes, we're hopefully going to have also once every 2 months a Fabrengen for all tracts together, meeting together, talking about issues that are burning to our Jewish life and things that matter to us very, very much. And you're welcome to join also that. Those Fabrengens are not only for the participants, but for all the community. And hopefully that will be another side of this very special program as well. I just want to tell you, so you'll know, that the yeshiva has decided to have a very strong connection with CBT, and that is very special. But this program isn't limited to CBT and the yeshiva students. People from all over the country are paired with students of Rabbi Steinsaltz. We have now, thank God, over 40 chavrutas, and you'll meet them as well in the tracts, in the monthly learning, and in the Fabrengens. So it's an opportunity to connect also to Israel people, to Israel students, to Rabbi Steinsaltz students, as well as people who strive for Jewishness and Yiddishkeit and adding some more Torah in their lives from all over the country. So it's going to be a very, very special program, hopefully. And all we need to do is have the will to open the book, have the will to understand, have the will to get higher and closer to God through the words of the Torah. And hopefully we'll feel a real change in our lives after learning week by week. So thank you very, very much for joining. Thank you, the whole yeshiva students, for giving up their precious time once a week. Thank you for all the people who are organizing it. And may Hashem bless our deeds, and may we get higher and higher.
Amen. Amen. Shakak. Thank you, Rabbi Natan. So I want to expose our community to your wonderful yeshiva students. Is there anyone that wants to share a word or two about themselves, about their excitement for this program? Anyone?
We have a chassan here that is he told me he needs to go see an apartment very soon. Okay. So he asked to be first. Yaakov. Yeah. Yaakov Smuckler.
Oh, there you go.
Hello everybody.
Hello.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'll tell you a bit about myself. My name is Yaakov Smuckler from Australia originally. I'm 21. In 2017, I had the privilege of coming to the Yeshiva Tekoa, and I learned there for 2 years till 2019, where afterwards I drafted, and I'm currently still in the army. And yeah, it was quite an incredible experience to be exposed to Rabbi Steinsaltz. He came to the yeshiva every Thursday night. He would come for hitvadut, and most Wednesdays he would come also for a shiur. It actually wasn't the first time I was exposed to Rabbi Steinsaltz. I lived in Israel when I was younger. I used to daven in a shul in the old city called Tzemach Tzedek. And I actually sat next to Rabbi Steinsaltz there when I was there doing my davening, and you learn a lot from sitting next to a person of such greatness. Really learned a lot. Everyone asked me questions on the parsha and things like that. Things that, like, at the time it seemed so trivial, like this older man is just talking to me. But now I look back on it, and it's very, very privileged to have been through that. As Rabbi Michal said, I am hopefully getting married at the end of this year. Hopefully, looking forward to that.
We all need to do a l'chaim for that one, Yaakov. A l'chaim for that one, since
I think this program.
Yaakov, after the COVID situation, Yaakov's parents still live in Australia. He didn't tell you that part. He made Aliyah by himself. So to get his parents over in the COVID is not so easy. We still are hoping that your dad will make it to the wedding. So l'chaim.
Yeah. Yes.
Amen.
Chaim. But I really do think that I'm not sure how much there is left for me to say about the Shalhevet after all the Rabbi I said such beautiful things. I really incredible connections, but also just in general to have a connection with our root, with the Torah, with Jews learning with each other all over the world. Like we said, the Shalhevet is a fire that isn't diminished at all from giving over, and I really think this is an incredible opportunity. I know that I will definitely gain a lot from it, and I hope that everyone here does. And I really hope that from what I learned when I was in Yeshivat Tekoa, was one of the biggest things I learned was that learning is 100% okay to ask. It's okay to not know something. It's 100% okay to ask, not know something, and sometimes lack a bit of confidence in areas. And that's what happens. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. And I think that's what Yeshiva Tekoa stands for. I think that's what Rav Steinsaltz really wanted everyone to be able to learn. Everything is built for everyone to be able to learn. And I think this is a really, really good way for us, for everybody in the world. And it should continue, it should go forth, not just Yeshiva Tekoa, it should be all the yeshivot, all the communities in America, around the world. Or if Michal was saying, we're going to start one in Australia, that'll be fun. And yeah, I think this is an amazing way for us to keep the memory and the legacy of Rav Steinsaltz, and also for ourselves to continue forward. Thank you.
Shakoach, Mazel Tov again, Yaakov. Mazel Tov.
Thank you.
Okay. No excuses, Yaakov. When you get married, you continue learning.
Of course.
Tamir Palant. I think Tamir and Ravid and Shimon, they're all over there together in their room. They're with us.
Here we are. Do you hear us? Can anyone?
Yes.
Do you hear? Sure. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm Tamir. This is Shimon and Ravid. And all went together in Makor Chaim, the high school yeshiva of my grandfather, Rav Steinsaltz. After that, we continued to Yeshiva Tekoa, and in the past 5 years, we went there. Meanwhile, we served in the army for about a year and a half, and here we are again. And we're really looking forward to learn with our Arizona community, and to learn new people, to learn new ways, to understand all the things in a new language and a new kind of
new kinds of what?
Of mind. And I'm sure it will be great.
I would just join Tamir and say that I'm very eager to go and study with the people from the Arizona community, and I think that for what I experienced, for what I saw with my friends, that that feeling is not only mine, that the entire community of Yeshivat Tekoa is very much eager too. So I'm looking forward to it.
Chaim.
Chaim. I want to mention that some of us actually studied with you already 4 years ago during our community trip to Israel. We went to Makor Chaim. I know Charlie remembers, Jordan remembers, and they remembers. A lot of us were there, and we studied with Tamir. Do you remember that, Tamir?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, we not only did we study with you, but more importantly, we danced with you. That was the highlight. So it's just reconnecting. That's all. It's not a new connection. It's a reconnection. Okay. Very good. Yeshakach. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyone else from the Tekoa Yeshiva? Otherwise, I'll pass it over to Ariella and Tamar. You can share with us also some of the details and what we do to go from here. No one else from the Tekoa Yeshiva? Rabbi Michal.
Go for it. I want to hear Ariella and Tamar.
Yeah, Ariella and Tamar, the stage is yours.
Okay. Well, hi, everyone. It's really glad to see so many faces joining today. Thank you both to Rabbi Lush and the efforts that Tamar on the CBT side. And thank you to everyone on the Yeshiva Tekoa side for helping to make this happen. First, I'll just say that in seeing the many responses to the program so far, what has been nice to see is that there's a variety of people who are joining this program. We have new learners, we have people who have learned before, we have people who are younger, people who are older, people in between. And this is a program that we're hoping meets the needs of a wide variety of people. And there's no one person for whom this program is designed. And I think that really speaks to Rabbi Steinsaltz's legacy, that making Torah and Torah study accessible to everyone and people of all different learning levels and backgrounds. And so I'm really glad to see this program be able to engage so many different people at their level. And kudos to everyone on the Yeshiva Tekoa side for helping to make that happen, for creating different, not just different tracks of learning in different subjects, but also levels of learning. So this way people could come in with very little background or with more extensive background and really feel like they're able to connect with their study topics. So beautifully done all around. I think, I want to offer congratulations to everyone who has signed up so far. I think the toughest part in starting any learning program is making that decision and making that commitment to saying, yes, I want to learn and I want to, and I will stick with it. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I make this commitment now. So congratulations to all those who have, made that commitment so far. And I encourage everyone to, tell your friends about it. It is a great program. And what's nice is that, you can learn for a designated period on a certain topic, and you can stick with that topic for the next cycle, or decide, now I feel like I have a good handle or a good introduction to this topic. I want to learn and expand my knowledge area in another topic. And, we have different tracks for those sometimes different interests at different times of the year, or, different times in your life. So I think this is truly a program that can meet the needs of everyone and help us all grow closer in our learning to understanding Torah and provide a lot of meaning to a lot of different people. So thank you for allowing me to participate in this.
Thank you so much, Ariella. Thank you for everything that you invested in this, for your leadership, for putting this together. And Tamar also, thank you, Tamar. Tamar, the stage is yours now. you can share a few words too.
Okay, I'll share a few words. Okay.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tamar Schneider. First, I want to thank you so much for giving us this opportunity in Arizona. I have to say there's been a huge void here ever since the boys have left. We're so used to having them here for the past, I don't know, is it 4 or 5 years maybe? And there's been a huge void here. So we're so happy to somewhat have you back in our community, and we thank you for that. The funny thing with COVID, what's happened is that this whole world of Jewish learning has somehow come to us in Arizona, but it's hard to determine when it comes in through email. You know, our inbox is flooded with all different opportunities, and we don't know necessarily, you know, what to take advantage of and what's really for us personally. But I think what's special about this program is that, you know, it really caters to the individuals, you know, like where they are in their learning. It caters to their schedule. I guess I'm speaking more to those people who are on the call that haven't signed up yet, but it really is different and caters specifically to you. So I know a lot of people, maybe when our inbox is flooded, you know, and we don't take advantage of everything that comes our way, I really don't want people to pass up this opportunity in particular, because it seems very special. And we thank you so much for giving it to us.
All right. Thank you so much, Tamar. Thank you. Thank you. We also have on the call Ashlichim. Maybe we'll conclude with you. Once a shaliach, always a shaliach. So you may have been shlichim in the past, but you're still shlichim here of CBT. Matan, many. I don't know if Hillel, Chesky are here. I don't know if anyone else, but I could see Matan and many. Maybe you'll share a few words.
Many have no excuse.
Yeah, my video is on. Matan got out of it. I didn't prepare anything. I can share a thought that I had in my mind because I just learned with another Jew, and we got to speak about what our sages say about the soul. Before the soul gets to this world, the soul learns the Torah. And by saying the Torah, the whole Torah, all the essence, the whole entity of the Torah is something that is part of the soul already before it gets to the world. And us as Jews, we just need to reestablish this connection. And that is something interesting. I think that when I learn something new, I think, oh, that's cool, it's new. But actually, it's not foreign to me as a Jew to learn Torah. Just reestablishing something that is already part of me. And what I see here is a lot of Jews that just want to reestablish something that is already existed in them. And from all the sides of the world, they have the same connection. All of us, we learned the same Torah before we came here. And that's just something that I had in my mind before I got here. So I really look forward to see it happening. And we have all eager and excited Jews to grasp the Torah, to just to learn more and more, and that's it. And thank you all that you joined it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Manny. Thank you. Thank you. Matan, one last one. Matan. I'm putting them on the spot.
I just came back. What did I miss?
Nothing. What we missed is you. That's what we missed. So any word you want to share?
It's great to see everybody. I'll just say 2 words that I was thinking about. One of my first experiences in the USA, after I was in England for a few years, and I came to America, was seeing a basketball game, an NBA game. And I was very disappointed because what I saw that everybody was looking at the game for about 2 minutes out of the 90 minutes time of the game. And the rest of the time they were just going around and eating popcorn, and there were special girls that came to make them come and clap. And in Israel or other places, so you see all the audience like crazy, you know, they're shouting, we want this guy to win. And that was one of my thoughts generally in the way we could approach all kinds of things. And I think especially in the Torah, one of the things, if we're speaking about Rabbi Steinsaltz, not only doing this amazing project, remembering Rabbi Steinsaltz, but also because we believe in his way. And I think one of the main things in Rabbi Steinsaltz's way is to be active and to do it ourselves, to move from sitting in the chair and listening to actually thinking ourselves, asking the questions, like I think it was spoken here before. But it's being a Jew from me and further on. It's nothing that we could just sit down and take it easy, even though it's fun. But I think the active point is maybe the most important thing of this program. So I hope to see you all, and I'm missing you all.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Matan. Thank you. You got cut off, but thank you. Thank you. Okay, friends. So in conclusion, number one, both Ariella and I sent a link via the chat icon for you to be able to sign up. If you already signed up, then please copy and paste the link to anyone else that you think might be a good candidate for this program. We believe that anyone and everyone is a good candidate for this program. So please spread the word. Again, the link is on the chat icon. So let's translate everything that we heard today into action, and let's get the ball rolling. That's number one. And number two, since we started with Rabbi Steinsaltz, we'll end also with this program with Rabbi Steinsaltz. Many years ago, in 2010, we had the great privilege of having Rabbi Steinsaltz here in Scottsdale, Arizona, and he gave somewhat of a blessing to our community, a blessing that, of course, connects not just to our community, but to all of the endeavors of our community, including the Shalhevet program. So we'll end with this program, Rabbi Steinsaltz's blessing. And again, we can't emphasize the importance of this program. I promise that this will enrich you in so many ways that you can't maybe even fathom. And the more we can spread the word, the better it will be, not just for ourselves, but I do believe for the world altogether. Thank you again, Rabbi Michal. Thank you, Rabbi Natan. Thank you, Ariella, Tamar, Matan, and many and everyone who's involved here. Thank you to all who spoke. Again, I'm going to share my screen and conclude with the blessing of Rabbi Steinsaltz to our community 10 years ago. I hope his voice is clear. There's no subtitle for this one.
Much for you, Senegal. This to finish something that is not. See, I've been discussing with you, Rabbi, for some years about the place here, and I said, and the way I was involved in one or two, possibly at least more lucrative offers, right? You remember? And I've been involved in them in one way, more than one way. And I said, still, here is a community that you are trying to create, to build. It is worth it, even though other places the life in other places may be easier and the salary may be higher. But that's not the point. So the point is I'm not trying to do it because that was my advice in quiet before that, more than one time when there was a discussion. I'm saying, okay, it's very nice to have here a community that seems to like the community, the congregation, what's called in the right Jewish word, it's a kind of a beginning of having a dakdusha, which is a holy community, something more, a holy fraternity in a way. So that's a great thing. So you have to do it, and it has to go. It has to go more, and you have to try to build and to care for the little children, for the bigger children, and at the end, it doesn't we can prove it is how much these children that get the education, get the motivation, get the drive, how much it won't hamper them in life, and not to do sins, and sure not in order doing mitzvahs. So it can be done. So there's something to do. So before opting out, so before you opt out, try to do here something important that for the continuation, for the life of the survival, and just pull yourself. If you cannot do it otherwise, each of you takes himself by the hair and try to pull yourself higher. That is what is really needed.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, friends. So in the words of Rabbi Steinsaltz, we'll take ourselves by the hair and pull ourselves higher with this Shalhevet program. That's what he wanted to do more, to do something important, to create a holy fraternity, as he mentioned too. And together, indeed, we can grow higher and higher, and at the same time also inspire others to grow higher and higher. Thank you all for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you at the Shalhevet program each and every week. All right, Rabbi Michal, any last word?
I want more chavrutot.
More chavrutot, okay. Amen.
Okay, thank you.